Can Nigeria ever create an IT ecosystem like the Silicon Valley?
It's happening. It's happening. You
How?
need to look at Yaba and what's going on in Yaba. And the beauty again of this is pure organically done within the private sector.
So what strategies have you put in place in developing that IT ecosystem here in Nigeria?
So again, we have a council, we set up a council, the Technology Advisory Council, which have members from across the IT ecosystem, also have a mentoring part, because what is also important is not just the technical skills, you also need the soft skills, the mentoring. So the idea is to formulate the strategy and really get it going. We had a first meet. That also includes the creative sector. So to my point earlier on, those sectors are converging. There's a whole convergence going on. One needs the other. So the idea is now come up with a bigger strategy on how do we take this forward. I think the beauty is the private sector is making a lot happen, and we are to ease the pain that they have. Some time ago, about 4 weeks, we visited Vibranium Valley, coined after the Black Panther. They've set up what is going to be a living, work, and play environment that allows for collaboration. Basically, because that's also some of the new ways of ensuring that you make the most of your environment. So you have collaboration whereby people share ideas, you build a solution that is leveraged by somebody else. That collaboration bets this big. There's no reason why, looking 10 years from now, we don't have a Nigerian company that's $1 billion. There's no reason why not. This is the time, I said to you, the fourth industrial revolution is our revolution. We have to take it and run with it. Nigeria has to, let's just focus on Africa as a start. I mean, the size of Africa is bigger than the US.
Okay, we have Computer Village here. What is the government doing to develop that? I mean, those guys there seem to be doing quite a lot. What is the plan towards developing that Computer Village?
So I don't think it's a case of so much developing it. I think it's a case of we must play to our competitive advantage. It's a case of looking at how do we deepen assembly. Let's not try and say we want to try and make a whole new answer, but how do we deepen assembly? How do we allow policies to support where people are able to offer? Because part of the challenge today to take advantage of the old technology, digital technology, is handsets, devices. How do we look at ways and means to offer devices on a very low cost, whereby there's a market and the demand, we create that demand? That's where we want to play. Without a shadow of a doubt, I know enough Nigerians that will be able to invest in that and put the assembly in Nigeria. Those are the conversations that we're having now and seeing how best we take that forward. The device space, the tablet space, it's a very mobile world that we're moving into. The market is here. We want to see and ensure that we support the willing investors in this. Okay,
there's this issue of data gathering. Data gathering seems to be Nigeria doesn't really, it's not really good in terms of data gathering. What is the government doing in this regard?
It's a very good question, actually, yes. I mean, what we must do as part of, again, what must government do in terms of enabling this environment is ensure that this data is available. So if you look, for example, at the National Identity Program, there were IDs in silos across the different aspects, but what we've done so far is actually agreed a strategy for harmonization that's been adopted by all the stakeholders. We're in that project already implementing, and what you will find at the end of the day when we finish, this will run about a 2-year period, is every Nigerian will be issued a digital ID system. I believe today you actually, for those that have already done it, we moved from about 5 million to about 31 million today. There's some further work that's ongoing. Have a digital ID that allows you to be authenticated across board. And what this also helps is around the financial inclusion. This opens up opportunities for people with very minimum KYC to have access to finance, to be able to do transactions. I spoke earlier on around offering devices on credit. Once we get the data in place, you have the devices. People can look at your credit history and be able to offer you credits, which is key. To drive our economy, there must be credit. Credit is extremely key. But credit is only based on data. And that's why again, another big aspect that we're focusing on, and we've done a lot of work, to ensure the challenges of before are overcome.
Okay. Now, of course, you did mention that the major reason for the Vice President's visit to the Silicon Valley was to attract investment. Now, in attracting investment, there should be some incentives for the investor. You're talking about regulation, you talk about protecting intellectual property. So what are you doing in that area? Because no investor would want to come in where there is tough regulation and, of course, the intellectual property is not being protected.
Absolutely. And just to quickly mention, just the visit of the vice president to Silicon Valley made a massive change in the agreements between Google and our local indigenous players to the advantage of the Nigerian players. Just that visit, just that single visit. So that visit in itself is a strong statement. It's a strong statement to say, we want to work with you. We are going on this journey. We want you to partner us. Part of what we're looking at, that's why I talked about innovative regulation. We have to make sure that the regulation works. If you look at what NIPC has done, there's a pioneer status that allows you, I believe it's over a 5-year period, once you register as a local company, to have tax incentives and much more benefits. So there's a pioneer status that's been offered to them. One, again, we're looking the issue around data hosting. Some of the challenges where we had Google hosting the data in Ghana, having an AI system, data center in Ghana. Well, Nigeria's got 200 million plus Nigerians here. So we're looking at that regulation to ensure that it fits. We're working today with Facebook in designing the privacy and confidentiality policy, because that is extremely critical. Looking at around the fake news issue, the challenges of privacy. So as we build our data, we want to ensure that, most importantly, Nigeria, we own our own data, because that is critical for us going forward. That's where data analytics, data scientists, opportunities will come up.
All right. Thank you very much for your time, Lanre Osibona. Well, I've been speaking to still Lanre Osibona, the Senior Special Assistant to the President on ICT. And it's on that note that we draw the curtain on today's edition of the program. Thank you very much for watching. I'm Chimizi Obi Iwago.